Hi everyone, so my name is Jonathan and I am here today to share a story with you all. I hope that you get to learn or benefit from it in a kind of way. So, for people who know me, they will relate to my story or they will know what I'm talking about. And for you who do not know what I'm talking about, you will get to understand and know who I am and what I'm talking about. Right? So, as I said, my name is Jonathan, and I am from the Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the DRC. That is where I am from. Now, for those people who are not familiar with that country is hell on earth. Understand? How is it hell? Well, let me tell you. We have we have been at war for many years now. Up to today, they are still people who are not sleeping in their homes because of the robots who are still attacking them from time to time. Understand? So there's no peace in the Congo even today. And the time I left my country, Congo was like, what can I say? It was at the peak of the war. Understand? And I already had lost my family, I lost my friends, I lost my home. And there was God just smiling at me and saying, young man, don't panic, I got your back. I kept my trust in God, and God says, follow that man. Understand? So this man who took me from my village and accepted me and helped me to escape with him all the way from Congo to Tanzania, Tanzania to Zambia, Zambia to Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe to South Africa. This man was my sent angel then. Understand? He brought me through all these countries to get here. It took me a year and 8 months before I could get in this country. Most of the time I was on my we were walking, understand? And if a good Samaritan will see us struggling or carry us on a horse or on a donkey or a car sometimes, but we spend most of our travels on foot. Understand? That's why it took me long to get in this country. And bear in mind, I was only 9 years when I left home. I did not know where I was going. I did not know what would happen to me. I was just traveling with fear of anything can happen to me right now. Or my family dies, or I'm gonna die as soon as possible. I was sick, I was hungry. But you know what? For those people out there who do not trust in the power of God, think again. Because for me now, as I sit here talking to you people, I still like rewind my mind and trying to understand a certain situation that I faced throughout my journey, and I cannot make sense of what happened or how I escaped that situation. That's how God worked in my life. Understand? So for you people who do not understand the power and the love God that God has for you, man, you're missing out. Understand? For me, my life is a testimony that God is alive, that God is there. Just until don't do the only thing that you should not do is to rush His process. And I know that I still blame God for many things. I know. I don't want to sit here and say I'm not angry at God sometimes. I do get mad at God sometimes. But I also know that my God is alive. He keep me safe. He keep me sheltered. He keep me fed. So my God is alive. And talking about God, I hope that when you watch this video, you're gonna see the God in you as well, and also find a way to start um, approaching other people, a different way of approaching other people, a different way of judging other people. Yes, the Bible said, "Thou shalt not judge other people." We are not supposed to be judging other people, but I think with our human default, we will always judge other people no matter what. But for me, I believe there is good judgment and there is bad judgment. So let's practice the good judgment. Understand? So, as I was saying, I'm from the Congo. I got here in 2002. I traveled for many years, escaping from one country to another until when I got to South Africa, I was smuggled through those countries. Understand? And most of the time, I wasn't. free to travel as a traveler. I was put in a box because I was hidden from people not to see me. I was hidden from from the authority not to see me. Understand? And that's just how I got into South Africa as well. Now the thing is, when I got here, I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old. The person that brought me here just decided to make us now. I don't have the strength to keep bringing you along with me. So what he did, he wrote me a note when I was asleep, and he said to me that he is coming back, and he never came back. So I had to provide for myself. And me being in South Africa now, the first time when I got out of that box, all I could hear was noise of taxis everywhere, people screaming. Um, I could hear different languages. I could see different race. I was so confused. In my mind, I was like, "Poof, so this is Belgium, right? Yep, this is Belgium. Oh, no, maybe this is France. Understand? So I was thinking that I landed in in one of the European countries that we saw in magazine back at home. Now, me being in a country where I don't speak the language, I don't know anybody, I was lost, like completely lost. And then I started observing around me, observing people, and then I saw a group of kids, man. I think they were a bit older than I was. They were busy like going to the traffic lights and beg for food, you know. I never saw anybody beg in my country. We were poor, but I never saw a beggar in my country. Trust me, never ever. You know, like the beggar we wrote a note on the box, and I didn't see that in my country. In my village now, we were hungry people. We were hungry. We were starving. We were dying from starvation, but never did I ever see somebody write on a card box and say I'm hungry. Nah, I never saw that. So then I saw them doing that, and they were getting money. They were getting food. I'm like, cool. So that can work. So I went to. So I just when I saw them move away from the traffic lights, I went and I approached the traffic light and I did the same thing. And the first thing what I did, I knocked on this other lady's this car window. She rolled down her window and she spat in my face and said, "Sugala," in Jack. Then she called me a dog, street dog. Man, I didn't understand what that meant then because I didn't speak Zulu or English. So, but the spit in my face, saliva in my face, showed me that that person was hateful toward me. So I just walked. So now the thing is, when those kids saw me being humiliated on the traffic light there, they called me and they started speaking to me in Zulu, but I couldn't hear what they were saying. So they started doing the sign language of, I want some food. I'm like, yeah, man, I need food. And then they reached in the plastic bag. They came out like they took this half burger that was mold on it. They like was mold on it. But when I was hungry, and that was my first time to taste a burger. My first time to taste a burger. I took that thing and I started biting it. Man, it felt like heaven. Understand? It was mold, it was off, but I didn't know the difference. I never had a burger before, so that was my first burger experience. So I didn't know what to expect, but that joy or that deliciousness of the burger. So when I ate that, now the sun has set. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to sleep. And I went back to the bus stop. And I went like there's a building that I went to the corner, and I sat there. It was freezing, and these young boys saw me freezing. They called me. They like come, so I went with them, and they showed me how they keep themselves warm. They start like dressing layer after layer after layer of clothing, and then they took a plastic bag, those big plastic bag, they put on themselves, and they started smoking glue. And then this young man gave me glue like Tata. I'm like, nah. So for me, I could smell the glue, but in my mind I'm like, no, this is what my dad used to use to put the wood together. So I can't be smoking this, I can't be eating this. But then they were trying to explain to me what it does, but I did not understand. I didn't understand them. Maybe if I did understand that, if I did understand what they were saying to me, maybe there's a chance that I could have also taken that glue. So that glue kept them warm apparently. So I only got to know that later on in life, that glue kept them warm. So, and also like when they get high on the glue, so they get forget about the world. They just knock off and they sleep peacefully. So for me, I didn't know that. So the next morning, they came to me. They checked on me. I was fine. So they took their stuff, fold their stuff, put under a small trench that was there. Like it's like what you call them again? What you call this? This like sewer holes and stuff. I don't know what you call them in English anymore. So back at Buffalo, like one, but okay, we are going. And then I went back to that street, start begging again, and luckily I think it was around 10 so 11 a.m. They saw that happening, so they came back from their round. They saw me there, that robot, that traffic light robot. So they say, "Oh, come with us." And then when I went with them, so I saw them like picking into dustbins at McDonald's. So they get some like food that other people have thrown away. And then they gave me half, and they took half, and I started following them around throughout the day. But I was weak, I was in pain, I couldn't walk. First, I just waited in one spot. But the love I got from these people who were on the streets with me it was more than the love that I got from people who I was begging from. Can you imagine? Because those people that were helping me out, those kids were helping me out, they understood exactly what I was going through. But umuntu obekajwayela i-BMW obekahamba ne-Range Rover, he did not understand or give a damn about who I was or what I was going through. All this was a street dog, as I said. Understand? But what, God worked in mysterious ways. So I remember my second week on the streets, right? My second week on the streets, I was getting worse. Because I know I was coming from a very bad country where there was no good health system, there was no food. I was starving there. I lost my siblings to hunger, to famine. I lost my siblings to malaria, to cholera, to diabetes, and I was diabetic at that moment as well. So for a long time, I didn't have insulin because when I was coming from Zambia, I had a vial still, but it ran out, so I didn't know where to get the next insulin. So that's why I think I passed out on the streets, and I found myself in hospital after 2 weeks of a coma. Apparently, I was in a two weeks coma at hospital. When I woke up, I saw people dressed in white and were white people. I'm like, dang, God, you listened to me. You took me to heaven. Instead, now I'm like, real, I'm in heaven. Because, like, as Catholic, when you go to, I grew up, so I was in a Catholic church when I was young at home. And all the good things about religion is painted in white. White angels, white Jesus, white this. So when I woke up from that coma in the hospital and I saw white people in white robes, I'm like, Jesus, you listened. You took me to heaven. Until I saw a doctor who walked in who was black, and I'm like, ooh, damn, I won't be the only one here. So there's black angels as well. So I was quite happy. And then I think I was still looking out for my medication there. And they start speaking Zulu, they start speaking English, Afrikaans. I'm like, Jesus, no, this is the same people I saw on the streets. And then I started being fearful as well. But then there was a doctor there who saved my life. While other people were discussing how to treat me, he was fighting for me. Understand? So I ended up like spending few months in the hospital, and then as I was there, I was learning English as well. Thank you to Takalani Sesami, the program on TV. Thank you to Teletubbies. I learned a lot of English from those programs. Um, oh yeah, also Caillou. I don't know if you know the Caillou. I used to love that cartoon, guys. I love that cartoon. I learned a lot of those things of my English in the hospital. Actually, I started to like to get a few words when I was in hospital watching those cartoons. And I had a doctor who used to come in the hospital with his other partner and family to teach me English there and there. So I was very very appreciative of those people. Thank you so much for all of you guys who've been in my life, who never given up on me. You know. So yeah, and then from then I started going from hospital. So no, from hospital I was discharged. I was sent to a refugee shelter in a place called Bertrams in Johannesburg. And then there I experienced a lot of pain. There was a lot, okay, surely I was happy when I was moved there because I could see a lot of people from different countries who were like me. Majority of them were Tanzanians, and some, I think there was a family from Zambia, and there was a family from Ethiopia, and there were three families from, I think they're from Burundi. Yeah, I think they're from Burundi and Tanzania there. And they could most of them spoke Swahili, so it was very easy for me to communicate with them. And then the center was run by the shelter was run by the Catholic nuns. So for me coming from the Catholic background, I knew I was in good hands, right? And then I was given a bed. Actually, to find a bed there was difficult because people who lived there, they had families, and I was the only person who was allowed to stay there without a family. So now the nuns usually come from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So they're going to spend their time, their day there, and then during the evening they go back to their home. And then there was a guy there who was the caretaker of the shelter, a black man from Eastern Cape. So this man, after my second week there, I started seeing a lot of kids wearing brand new clothing, like these fancy shoes, and from time to time, for like every weekend they would go watch a movie in Hillbrow. I'm like, really, where you guys get this money when your families are struggling like this? And then they say it's really they didn't want to tell me until I begged them to show me where they get their clothing. And then one of them came to me and said like, no, you must go speak to Papa. He's gonna sort you out. So I'm like, oh, then easy then. I can just help Papa to water the plant outside and then he's gonna give me money to come with you guys next time. So then I went to Papa. I'm like, Papa, can I also get a brand new shoe or can I get money to go watch a movie?